And we're live.
Hey, happy Friday. It's Friday the 13th, guys.
You know, it's Friday the 13th. So we decided we were going to play along that. And we also came in at 5:55, which brings in that 5 energy on Friday the 13th. And to top it off, we are talking about a third eye tea. So, yes. And if you haven't noticed, I'm dressed in blue, which is the color of the third eye chakra, right? And I also have all of this decorative stuff on. This was part of a challenge that I did on Instagram. And my daughter did all this fabulous makeup on me today. So I said, you know what? I'm going to keep this on since we're talking about the third eye chakra tea. And yeah, so here I am, different, which y'all know I am, different. So, and my lovely co-host is here again, MJ. And you all know that
Hello.
she talks about the magical aspects of all of the ingredients and the crystals and all of those things. So today is going to be one of those days. Hi, Shannon. Thank you. All right. So, MJ, you wanted to say something before we jump in?
No, I'm excited. I love your artwork. Let's just jump right in this because we have a lot
Yeah.
to talk about. So let's just go.
Yes, today is a lot. It's a lot. So the name of this tea blend is Eye-Olite because it's inspired by my favorite third eye stone, which is Eye-Olite. But it's spelled differently. It's spelled E-Y-E, like the eye, and then Olite, right? So that's how I spelled it, Eye-Olite. And the ingredients are Eye-Bright, star anise, passion flower, butterfly pea flower, mugwort, jasmine, blue vervain, another, and blackberry leaf. And then, of course, there's some optional things that you can put in, such as blue lotus, and um, and you can kind of let your mind wander along the other ones, um, right? So there are a few optional ones now. And there's also another mushroom which I've spoken about before, but we don't necessarily consider it to be. Most people don't think about it as being a third eye mushroom, but reishi mushroom is a third eye mushroom. It's considered to be a third eye mushroom. But the other one that MJ kind of whispered, yeah. So all of those, when you're playing around with your particular blend, do your thing. But for certain purposes that you all, I'm sure, are aware of when it comes to YouTube and social media, there are certain ones that we can't really mention, right? So those ones that I mentioned before, we're going to focus on Eye-Bright, passion flower, butterfly pea flower, and mugwort, because we've spoken on the others before, and because some of these we could talk like an hour or more on, and we really don't have that amount of time, we decided to kind of shorten it down. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is Eye-Bright. So let's talk about Eye-Bright, the herb. So during Elizabethan era, Eye-Bright was actually used to make Eye-Bright ale. Yeah, the drink. Because it was considered something that would help to clear up the eyesight. But there is a caveat: as long as you don't drink enough of the Eye-Bright ale, then it clears up your eyesight. If you drink too much, then it does the complete opposite, if you know what I mean. Right? So during the Elizabethan era, that actually was created. The Eye-Bright ale was used for that. Now, the Greek name of Eye-Bright is euphrasia, which actually means gladness. And people who have been diagnosed with lupus, but let me throw that in. If you've been diagnosed with lupus, chances are you've developed some kind of eye issues. It was one of the first problems that I developed. So I have to go and see an ophthalmologist like every 4 months, right? And the definition of euphrasia is gladness. And we kind of joke around in the lupus community saying, yeah, because, when you start to drink Eye-Bright, your eyesight suddenly clears up. Of course, we're happy, right? But I often think of in the terms of, during the Elizabethan era, when they were drinking this, gladness meant something like totally different, right? Totally different. And in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, there was an article that was written back in 2000 that actually um, kind of proved what they were doing throughout the Elizabethan era, drinking Eye-Bright to clear up the eyesight. So there is scientific evidence to prove that it does work there. It does contain quite a few beneficial plant compounds, including two that are called, one is called luteolin and the other one is quercetin. Now, Eye-Bright is a natural antihistamine. So if you have any kind of allergies around like springtime, when all this pollen is going around, the natural antihistamine in Eye-Bright can actually help to prevent the runny nose and the itchy eyes. We get that part right. It does help with the watery eyes around the springtime. It's been traditionally used to treat seasonal allergies or hay fever and other things like conjunctivitis, as well as weak vision. It also contains something called aucubin, which is a compound that helps to minimize the scarring of heart tissue. So if any people, and this is all science-based, people who've had heart attacks and have taken Eye-Bright, it does help to minimize the scar tissue that occurs whenever whenever you might have had a heart attack, and that scar tissue develops. The Eye-Bright minimizes that. And like I mentioned before, Eye-Bright also helps to relieve eye irritation. And if you combine it with chamomile, the particular chamomile is Matricaria chamomilla. It helps to protect your corneas and the cells in your cornea from sun-related damage and inflammation. Let me see. Shannon says, I need to find that. Eyes itch so badly.
Be careful. Wait, this has side effects, so we're going to. I'm letting her go through it, but we're going to. When I read this one has a large number of side effects, so you have to be very careful when using this one tea in itself. So it says great things up here, but with this one, we got to put the balance in this. There's balance there.
Once we get there. All right. So other benefits include it does inhibit the growth of staph bacteria. It also helps to soothe coughs and colds, which we mentioned before. It does help to lower blood sugar. So if you are on any kind of diabetic medication, please consult your doctor with that. It does help to protect skin health, and it can be used topically as well as internally. It also helps to protect the liver, and that's due to a certain compound that's in there and helps to protect the liver from all of the free radicals, because your liver is that really important organ that helps with the detox process and kind of filtering out all of the junk, right? So those are other benefits of the Eye-Bright. Now, side effects, apart from you wanted to mention some of the side effects, MJ.
No, the side effects. I'm telling. I read the side effects for this tea. If you overdo this tea can cause infection in the eye. This tea can cause sinus problems.
She has gotten. All right. So, one of the things, yes, MJ is correct. And that's remember I mentioned that during the Elizabethan era, we couldn't hear you for a second, MJ.
Yeah, somebody was trying to call through. I don't know what it is. Yeah, back in the day, if you drink too much of this, and this is with everything, this tea is you got to be very careful, because if you overdo it, what can help, what it aids, it actually can be a nightmare. So you want to be very careful when it comes to this tea.
Yes, because even back in the Elizabethan era, they did say that, you drink it too much, it can actually cause the complete opposite effect of what you are aiming for. So, did you have
Yeah, I do. But I want to start with something I want to go back a moment to superstition, because even with these teas and stuff like that, the superstition of it was, especially since we're talking about a very superstitious day. So superstition in the dictionary, because I went to look it up, it says a widely held but unjustified belief in supernatural causation leading to certain consequences of actions or events. superstition. So when it came to this tea, it was really funny because back in the day, they believed the superstition about this tea was that it gave you mental powers, that it gave you psychic abilities. They said if you brew this tea, it clears your mind, which is really true, and it aids. So if you have that brain fog from lupus, this tea helps with that brain fog to pull it out. If you apply you apply it to a cotton ball and add it to your eyes, it is said to help your clairvoyance gifts. So you're just taking some and just applying it and meditating it. Now, don't get it in your eye. If you get an infection, remember, this is a catch-22 tea. This is a damned if you do, a damned if you don't. So be careful. I would use this in small quantities. Okay. Also, you can carry this tea with you and it helps with your psychic ability. So it opens up. It's a powerful tea. This is a third eye tea. This tea activates your third eye. So it has its side effects, but if used correctly, it's a very powerful tea.
Yes, yes. And I did not actually show the tea. I have it here. It is a very pretty blue color. So I'm hoping it's coming across correctly. And that blue color we'll talk about in a little bit where it actually comes from.
Now, and I also want to say something. This tea helps you if, say, you're going through a bad situation, say you're going through and you can't see through the fog. This tea helps you see the situation from a different perspective. It literally helps you change and shift your thinking on a situation. So this is the good tea to drink when you're having some problems. Take some tea, sit back, and it'll help you see things from a different point of view. This is a good tea.
All right, so that is Eye-Bright. And in case you didn't hear before, this is a third eye chakra tea. Okay, that's why it was created. Remember last week we did the throat chakra. Now we're here at the third eye, and the next one we're going to be talking about is the crown. So the other ingredient was star anise, but we have talked about that before in a previous broadcast. So we are going to move on to
it's just psychic power. Let she go. I'm just going to go real quick because all these teas, at each tea that she announced, even if we go over it, they all help the third eye. So know that.
Yes, this is because it is a third eye tea. Now, passion flower. Passion flower is a nervine. And this is actually one of the ingredients in I have a tea blend called Chilled Out. And the passion flower is in there because it kind of helps me to relax at the end of the day. And this was actually created many years ago when I was first diagnosed with lupus, and I just really needed something to kind of calm me down at the end of the day, right? So that's why this is here. It does, passion flower is in here because it does contain a large amount of GABA, and GABA stands for gamma aminobutyric acid, and that is an inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain that's responsible for calming the brain as well as buffering the neurotransmitter called glutamate, right? It helps to kind of relax your muscles. And when your brain is kind of overexcited, we get things like muscle cramps, seizures, anxiety, insomnia, those type of things, right? So the passion flower is in here to kind of help to calm the brain down. So it is a mild sedative. It helps to reduce anxiety. It controls pain, the anti-inflammatory, reduces inflammation. It's a muscle relaxer, helps with insomnia, also helps with neuralgia. And that's any kind of neuralgia that you might experience. It helps with people who might be experiencing seizures, helps to delay the seizure as well as reduce how often and the duration of them. It is effective for people who might be experiencing ADHD issues. And if you've been on any kind of opiates and you're trying to get off of them, then the passion flower also helps with that. It is considered a tonic for the heart. And when you combine it with hawthorn berry, which we talked about 2 episodes ago, which is specifically for the heart, it helps with congestive heart failure. Most of these ingredients, especially the passion flower, you want to use in a synergistic way. So you want to combine it with, for example, this blend. Or if it's for the heart, then you combine it with something like the hawthorn berry. So you wouldn't, most people don't drink the passion flower tea by itself. It's usually combined with something. And it does help to ease with spasms related to asthma as well. So the main reason that it's in here is because when it calms you down, if you're trying to work on third eye concerns, you can't do that in an anxious state. So the passion flower is in here for that. On to you, MJ.
So this is a feminine energy. It's Venus, the planet associated with the planet Venus, and it's about water. So for this, once again, it's about peace. It's about sleep. It's about friendship. It's a calming energy. It helps calm problems and troubles. So using this passion flower helps bring down situation. It brings peace. It attracts friends, and it aids in sleep. So if you put some under your pillow, it will help you sleep. That with some soda light, beautiful, or some lavender, and you'll get excellent sleep.
Mm-hmm. So the next ingredient, we have never talked about. It is butterfly pea flour. And I have a little bit of an experiment to do, but I'll wait until the end. All right. So the scientific name is Clitoria ternatia. And I'm sure that the first part of that name kind of triggers something else in your mind, right? And I'm going to tell you why. So it's been used for centuries because there's a certain antioxidants in there, and there's a bunch of health benefits as well, right? It is anti-inflammatory, it's antioxidant, and the ternitins compounds are actually what gives it that particular blue color. So if you look at this tea, the butterfly pea flour is what actually gives it that blue color, right? So there are certain compounds in there. One of them is camphorol, which is known for fighting cancer cells, scientifically proven. And there's another one called pea coumarin acid, which is anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, all of those things, and so much more. It is considered to be a brain booster and has been used in Ayurveda as a brain tonic to help to enhance memory, to help to treat anxiety, depression, ADHD, stress, and even Alzheimer's. There's a compound in the butterfly pea flour called acetylcholine, which is responsible for a lot of the brain health, right? So that is very, very prominent in butterfly pea flour. It is said to improve eyesight. And there's another compound in there called anthocyanin, which is responsible for that. It's an antioxidant. I'm trying to put everything in such a short time. It is shown to increase blood flow to the eyes. It helps to treat, or has been used to treat glaucoma, damaged retinas, blurred vision, even tired eyes, as well as it's been known to enhance your vision. So if you don't have any of these issues, but it also enhances your vision. Let's flip it over because there's a lot for this one. It is considered to be really good for the reproductive health. And that is why, way back in the day, Hippocrates, he concluded that because it looks like the female clitoris, hence the name Clitoria ternatia. And he decided, well, if it looks like that, then it's got to be good for it. So jump ahead a few thousand years, and science has proven that it, in fact, is really good for the reproductive areas. Okay. There's a lot of studies that have been shown and have proven him to be correct. In India, there are women who use the roots of the butterfly pea flour to help them throughout delivery. So they take the roots and they tie it on their body, and it helps whenever they're delivering babies. It also helps to stabilize blood sugar, has been used topically for skin health. But here's another thing that it's used for. If a baby is breech, is that the word, where the baby's upside down, you're getting ready to have that baby and it's breech, they actually, now let me talk about that later on.
You got a lot of ladies. The show can't go more than an hour or something, so yeah. Too many ladies.
The pea flour is great for hair. So if you're having any kind of concerns about hair, there's a compound called anthocyanin, which actually helps to increase we heard it, it increases blood flow to the eyes, but it also increases blood flow to your scalp, strengthens your hair follicles, stimulates hair growth, and it naturally darkens your hair. So if you have hair that's graying, having some butterfly pea flower tea actually will help to reduce and to reverse the graying of your hair. Helps with digestion, soothing the stomach muscles, alleviates nausea and indigestion, all of those things. Helps with the liver. So there's the butterfly pea flower is great for a lot of things, but because the focus is on the eyes and the third eye chakra for this one, that is why it's in there. Okay. And I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment. This is it is not quite blue as it's showing up here, but it is still blue. So I wanted to do an experiment because the butterfly pea flower, I wanted to talk a little bit about the butterfly and what it symbolizes as far as transformation and what, the caterpillar goes through this metamorphosis and becomes this beautiful butterfly. Well, the pea flower itself for me is a symbol of transformation. And I'm going to show you why I said that, because here's a little bit of that tea. This is the full tea, but it does have the butterfly pea flower in there. And then I have a little bit of lemon juice. So what I'm going to show you is what happens when you add the lemon juice to the tea. And I'm hoping that it's really not coming across, but it does turn pink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of it. Yeah, I think you can see it better there. So it what the lemon juice completely changes the color of it, and it becomes like a pink color. So I'll take a picture and I'll post it on Instagram so you guys will be able to see that. But just in the way that the lemon juice interacts with it, that to me, that whole transformation that takes place also is symbolic of the where it gets its name from, the butterfly pea flower. So that is it for the butterfly pea flower.
So for me, butterfly tea flower, it's a feminine energy. It also comes from Venus. It's water. Its attributes are for love, emotion, serenity, and protection. In India, it's called the Aparajita flower, named after the Hindu goddess, which means one who cannot be conquered or defeated, giving them a spiritual element of inner strength. All right. It gives its connection to Venus love, and all aspects of spellcraft this butterfly tea flower can be used in all kinds of magical spells because of its connection with Venus and love. And that's what I have for that passion, for that butterfly.
All right. So the next one is Mugwort. And I know we're going a little fast, but the replay is going to be there, right? Because there's just so much to talk about here. All right, so initially I was kind of jumping ahead of myself when I was talking about one other thing. So mugwort. Mugwort is considered to be the dream herb, and the particular mugwort that I'm talking about is Artemisia vulgaris, because there's like so many different kinds. So Artemisia vulgaris is the mugwort I'm talking about. It is closely related to wormwood, and it does belong to the daisy or the aster family. So if you have any kind of allergies to daisies, then chances are you're going to be allergic to mugwort. Even though it's considered to be really good for, like lucid dreaming and that sort of thing, right? It is considered to be an annoying weed in a lot of places, but it's a very, very beneficial weed, if you know what I mean. Some people consider mugwort to be really bitter. For me, it actually is not bitter at all. It comes across sweet for me. So it all depends on the person who is actually drinking the mugwort tea, whether it tastes bitter or sweet. I don't know about you, MJ. For me, it's sweet.
I enjoy it. I enjoy those teas. So for me, it's like earthy. So for me, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it is earthy to me, but it's more of a sweet flavor, not a bitter. And it's supposed to be a bitter herb, right? It does promote, actually, in the past, it was used to make beer, B-E-E-R.
Beer.
Yes, my accent just kind of. All right, so that's where it got its name, mugwort, right? It does promote lucid dreams and is said to ward off evil spirits, but MJ is going to talk a lot more about that. It aids in digestion, helps with bile secretion, stimulates a poor appetite. So if you're having trouble, gaining weight, the mugwort is said to help to stimulate your appetite and make you eat a little bit more. Just saying. It does also help with travel weakness. Now, if you're or travel sickness, I should say, not weakness, travel sickness. So if you're in certain areas and you tend to develop, stomach issues because of things you might have eaten, it does help with that. One caveat is that it can increase menstrual flow. So if you're already having really heavy periods, then
you don't want to do this.
You don't want to do this. Okay.
You can use it as an incense. You wouldn't want to drink it, but you could use it. You can burn it. You can burn mugwort just as well. So if you can't drink it, you can always eat. You can always burn it.
Exactly, you can burn it. But because in the past, the way that they used mugwort tea was if you had maybe an absent cycle or you had a very sporadic cycle and they were trying to kind of get it regular, then they would give you some mugwort tea to drink, right? It's also called cronewort because it can help with menopause symptoms like hot flashes and those types of things. It does help to calm your nerves. It stimulates dreaming, lucid dreaming, which I mentioned. And so it is considered to be a visionary herb. It's anti-inflammatory and it's used as a moxibustion. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a technique that's used in traditional Chinese medicine. This is what I was going to talk about earlier. Moxibustion is where they take the mugwort leaves, they roll it into a particular shape. It looks almost like a giant cigar. And then they burn it, they light it, and they hold it over different acupuncture points, right? And what it does, it shifts the energy. It also helps to increase the blood flow in your body. But by shifting the energy, there are moms who may have had breech babies, and this particular technique, the moxibustion, has been used with moms who have breech babies, and the babies instinctively shift and get into the right position so that they can be delivered. And
I think I needed to have some of that when they gave birth to me, because I was a really bad breech birdie. So that's amazing.
This is a technique that is used often in breech with breech babies, and they found that it's worked over and over and over. The baby just, they'll burn it and hold it over the stomach, and then the baby will just start, and it's like that energetic move, right? So they're literally like shifting the energy, and the baby moves and is able to be delivered the way that it's supposed to be delivered. So that is mugwort.
Okay, so for me, mugwort is a very powerful energy here. See, like she said, it moves energy, but you can use mugwort to do that from top to bottom of your body. You can move energy in the body that doesn't need to be there. That's what mugwort does. It helps remove. Also, it is an astral travel blend, so that you can smoke it. You can smoke it. You can burn it like an incense, or you can drink it. It helps channel. It enhances your clarity with your third eye. It purifies, it repels and banishes evil. So say if you got some evil person coming at you, just light some mugwort. Little simple this, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. Okay, so you light some mugwort and you say the person's name. Be gone, be gone, you are gone, you are invisible, you are nothing, you are gone. And just like that person is gone from your life and your existence and your home. Mugwort is very good for clearing energies. Now, say you have an evil spirit that comes in, a poltergeist, a demon, any shape of the word, you grab some mugwort and you want to clear the energies out with sage. These are the terms that help clear demonic. Actually, the Catholic Church and the priests use this one herb right here to banish demonic energy. So anyone that's bringing bad energy to you, just light some, say their name and say, may you be gone from my energy stream. You are invisible. You are invisible. You do not exist. Be gone. And literally those words, your words are powerful. I want you guys to know that. So when you add some mugwort to it, it really goes. So this plant, all right, The Saxon tribes back in the day believed the aroma of the plant was one of the 9 sacred herbs given to the world by the god Woden. All right, we're going back in Norse time. It helps cure. This is funny. It helps cure people who've fallen victim to elf shots. Yes, I said elf shots. Okay, which appeared to be caught the term to blame the fae for you. So when you're having bad luck and you're going through the forest and you feel the bad luck is the fairy, you burn some mugwort and it takes away all the bad fae energy that's put on you. The poor fae get a bad luck. In the Aztec world, mugwort was a sacred plant and it was used to summon spirits. Remember, not you hear what I said, it banishes but also summons, and they astral travel. This is the Aztecs. They are in witchcraft too. In witchcraft, this is also used for lucid dreaming, for astral travel. It's protection. This is totally a third eye. This is a third eye herb, this one. And the St. John plant, it's called the St. John plant, so you know as well. So if you wait, the rule is you're supposed to wait till St. John Eve to harvest this, and that's when you get the full effects of this plant. Now, you can harvest it at any time, but what they're saying is to get the full maximum power, harvest it on St. John's Eve, and you'll get the benefit. It's just like doing magic. Magic can be done any day of the week, but when you amplify your magic with the days of the week and the cycles of the moon, you take your magic up to the next Monday. When's the best day to do your magic? Based on the day of the week, the cycle of the moon, and what kind of magic. You want love on a Friday for a waxing moon that brings in love. All right. You want that guy, you want those people out your life. That same Friday on a waning moon, bye-bye. See, so it's all about the energy, and mugwort is a good herb that will do that kind. I can talk about mugwort for hours, and I use it constantly. As you see, that's the first thing I put up right next to my sage is mugwort. This is one herb that I believe everyone should have. There is no one that should not have mugwort in their home.
Yeah, one of the ways I love to work with mugwort is I have it in my tea, and I forgot to bring the tea blend. I just realized I'm looking for it, and I don't have it here. But I do have it in my tea, but I also keep it in a little satchel under my pillow. So
or hang it on top. Or hang it from the top of your bed. It does the same thing, and add some rosemary in there, because what you want, it's the dual, it's the yin and the yang, it's the in and the out. Okay, so mugwort to release astral travel going, rosemary to bring in fresh new energies. Okay, so it's a blend. A little satchel over your bed, you're good to go.
Yeah, so that is all about mugwort. All right, so the other ingredient is blue vervain, which I am pretty sure that we've talked about before. Yeah. But I do want to mention something related to that again. Blue vervain can stimulate your uterus, so do not use this if you are pregnant, please. That's what blue vervain does. And the thing is, you can kind of pick and choose which particular ingredients you want to have in this third eye blend based on your needs, right? So the blue vervain doesn't have to be in there if you're pregnant. If you're allergic to, there are so many ingredients to choose from, and you can really just create something that's going to work for you. I tend to go over the top. That's just me.
She went over the top today, guys. I'm going to tell. Even I said, I was like, this is a lot. Yes. This is so this is a blend that's over the top. But remember, I want to change this amount for a minute. This is talking third eye chakra. So let's talk about your third eye chakra, because this is what we're about. Okay. The third eye chakra is self-realization. It's fearlessness. It's intuition. Okay. It deals with the eyes, the brain, the pineal gland. All right. The ears. This is the third eye chakra right here. See this triangle right here? I'm going here. This is your third eye chakra. Okay. When it is out of blind, you're blinded to things and activities. You get migraines, you get earaches, you get fear, you get paranoid. You just don't feel yourself. You're very arrogant. You feel like you know it all. I know everything. I don't need help. It's a very, when you unblock. All right. Now the foods to rebalance, you already know, to rebalance yourself. You can literally take a crystal, anyone. You can take lapis, and literally you are balancing your chakra. You can do Reiki, you can do that. And you can have foods in the blues. This is a blue, so this is indigo blue. So blueberries, blackberries, eggplant, chocolates, purple potatoes are all good third eye
Purple
foods.
grapes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. And then herbs, you got the skull that we gave you a whole punch. You could ginger, the passion flower. All right, there is so much. The affirmation for this is my inner knowing is as vast as the universe because you can see. The third eye is I see. And with a clear third eye, you can see what you need to see. Seriously. So
what I want to give you some just a quick story. One of the times when my third eye like literally just blew wide open, I was right at a train, at the railroad tracks, and someone else was driving, and I said to them, let's cross the railroad tracks before this train comes. And they looked at me and they're like, there's no train coming. There's like nothing anywhere. I said, there's a train coming. There is a train coming. Let's just cross the railroad track and go before this train comes. So we cross the railroad track, we make a right, and probably 2 minutes down the road, we see this train on the railroad track coming. And the person looked at me like, and I said, I just saw it coming. I saw it coming. But the experience prior to that, I got this massive headache, and it just wouldn't go away until I got this vision of this train coming, and I said, let's cross. So not everybody experiences it that way, because sometimes even having a headache is a sign or symptom of a blocked third eye. For me, that headache right before a vision is actually a symptom for me that something is coming, right? Or that I'm about to have some kind of a vision. So just wanted to mention that
right,
quick.
and I want to know, and I'm going to go over, I want to know, there's many crystals for the third eye. So let's talk about the crystals. You can work with amethyst, which is a beautiful third eye crystal that you can connect with, okay? You can work with multivite. You can work with fluorite, purple fluorite. You can work with celestite, which is also, look at the blues in there, all right? We have lapis. Look at the flame in lapis, all right? Look at
Labradorite.
lapis.
Was that, yeah.
All right. So
So
look, there's so many crystals that you can work. And then look, apatite. These are all blues. So it's about indigo blues. That is the color of the theme. And this right here. It's a dark, this is Eye-Olite. This little piece is Eye-Olite. And this is the stone to the third eye. Okay, this is connection. You literally, I want to tell you, meditate. Put this stone in your eye and you're going to feel your eyes, your third eye is going to start getting buggy and you're going to see flashes and lights. I want to tell you, you want to advance your gifts. This one crystal is all you need. Take this crystal every day. I'm a firm believer in practicing, and I push people. I'm a people pusher, and I'll push you to practice this crystal every day here. Give it 3 months and come back to me. The difference is going to be off the chain. I mean, and your third eye is going to be so open and blessed for it. It's going to be so happy, and you're going to see, because that is what the third eye about is about seeing.
So I want to tell you why I named this particular blend Eye-Olite, or after the Eye-Olite stone, is because number one, it's my favorite, but there's also a story behind the crystal Eye-Olite. The Vikings used to use it for guidance, for direction, way back, hundreds, thousands years ago. So I was always intrigued by that particular story. So the Eye-Olite crystal quickly became one of my favorite pieces for direction, but
Because
as far as
all right, let's get it. All right, we're gonna take, if you're gonna go there, let's go there. Eye-Olite, for the Norse people back in the day, Eye-Olite was used as a vision stone. It was a bit for them. They used it to see. This is how it's not directions. They used it to guide them. This is the third eye. They said they would take the idol stone and say, guide me. And they literally would follow the stone and to put it on to follow it to where direction they had to go to. And that's what they called it a vision stone. And it literally is, because it helps you see a vision. And this stone it helps you strengthen your liver, and it helps you cut down on fatty deposits in the body as well. It's also perfect for wanting to detox, especially when it comes to alcohol. So if you have any addictions that you want to get rid of, especially alcohol, grab some Eye-Olite, carry it with you at all times. Make sure it's touching your skin, because that is what Eye-Olite does. So it is perfect. Not only does it help open your intuition, we're talking about healing your body, healing your liver, and helping you with your addiction. So all this in one little crystal. That is Eye-Olite for. And she bounces.
So that is my third eye chakra tea called Eye-Olite, spelled EYE, then Olite. So it's just kind of a play on words. So I hope you I'm just trying to make sure that we didn't forget anything.
So it was a lot. It was a lot.
I know
of tea. And then mix in magic. The purpose of the tea is you want a third eye tea, just like the Eye-Olite crystal. Your goal here is to work your third eye. So even if you put a couple of teas together, you're still getting add mugwort in there, add Pea Flour, and anything that connects with your third eye and psychic abilities, and that is going to help you. But amplify them all together. It's just amazing.
I'm just putting this in the chat so people understand spelling and the inspiration. Let me go to some comments. Shannon said, I burnt some this morning. She was referring to mugwort. And at this point in the tea blend, I am so glad to be a crone. Someone wonderful in my life saw my third eye blocked, and it does give headaches behind the eyes. Yes, so for me, it's the total opposite. I get the headache just before something, I'm about to have a vision. But one of the symptoms of a blocked third eye chakra is headaches. Yeah. All right, so I think we are going to end there. I mean, that was a lot.
That was a lot. But remember, there's magic in the tea.
Yes, we are going to tag all of the previous chakra teas onto this one. There is a playlist that you can go back and listen to, and you can learn about all of the other ingredients. But please, one of the things we want you to do is to learn to create your own teas. Okay, I kind of give you a blend, and like MJ said, I go over the top. I know I do. So you do not have to incorporate every single tea, every single ingredient in there. So, and again, I'm going to let MJ end this because I just love what she says at the end.
There's magic in that key. There's magic in that cup. So let's enjoy it, guys. And you are magic. So have a great night. Many blessings to you.
Extra magic in today's.
She is magic. She is magic. And yeah, so let's give it. Thank you, Gina, for another beautiful
episode.
Thank you, MJ. And we'll see you next week, guys. Take care.
Bye.